Hi, welcome. So I wasn't actually going to do a video. I was just going to pull like one or two cards about what to focus on this week. And then you know what? These came out and they're the same exact cards in two different decks. And I was like, I just felt guided to pull more on the energy for the week. So it turned into a whole reading. So I'm making a video instead of a written post. Anyway, let's just jump right in. Okay, so this is all what to focus on. So then I asked, well, what do we need to release? So I'm going to start with that. I'm going to start with what we need to release. You may hear Smokey meowing in the background because he wishes I would release him from this room, but he's going to have to wait. Anyway, all right, so these two cards, they are the Hanged Man and the Queen of Swords, and this is again what needs to be released. So the big message that I'm getting here has to do with the way that you're seeing things, the way that you are perceiving things, because the Hanged Man is all about changing your perspective. You know, like that's why she's upside down, so that she can see things from a different perspective. And then the Queen of Swords also has to do with just observing your world with a renewed expression. So a couple things that I'm really picking up from here is to really release any like rigidity, release any, you know, if you are kind of closed-minded, closed off, to open yourself up. Okay, also because this queen is kind of cold, like there can be a coldness with the Queen of Swords. So, you know, make sure that you are opening yourself up to different opinions, different perspectives, opening yourself up to love, you know, because there is this kind of feeling of being detached and just kind of cold. And it's like you want to release that. You don't need to be cold, right? We're warm, loving, and it's funny because what to focus on, this energy is very warm. So it's funny, it's like release the cold and embrace the warmth. A lot of Leo energy in this because we have two Sun cards and the Strength card, and these are both Leo cards, so big Leo energy. And the Queen of Pentacles twice with the Sun twice is telling me like really focus on your abundance this week, especially financial abundance. Queen of Pentacles is you know, I get really big like entrepreneur vibes here. She's just very business savvy, she's financially aware, you know what I mean? She's business minded, but she's also down to earth and she's practical. So you want to make sure that you're staying warm, kind, loving, welcoming everyone. Sorry. My cat. Okay, anyway, welcoming everyone with open arms and open heart. You know, and really doing things that you enjoy, right? The Sun energy is all about happiness, success energy. You know, get into some healthy habits if you're not already, right? This is a great time to kind of clean up your diet. Make sure you're working out, right? Lifting weights at least a couple times a week. It's good for literally everybody. So also making sure that you're just getting some type of exercise in, doing something for your body that's just good for your body. Doing things that make you happy, really connecting with your inner child and doing things that you enjoy just because you enjoy it, right? You don't have to have a reason. You don't have to, you know, just because you enjoy it, and really connecting with your inner creativity and using your energy to create, especially your sexual energy, really using your sexual energy to create. And really like accepting any new ideas with energy and optimism, right? Because this is encouraging you to see things from a different perspective. And then this is saying like when you do see things from a different perspective, accept that, embrace that with energy and optimism, okay? And then also with the Strength card, it's like all about inner strength, right? She doesn't need outer strength. But I do feel like there is a bit of working out, outer strength needed as well. But that's not the main message of the card. The main message of the card is really tapping into that inner strength to find the courage to do the thing, whatever it is, to find the courage to do whatever you're not doing, to speak your truth clearly, to live authentically, to chase your goals, chase your dreams, like whatever it is. Break up with somebody or have a difficult conversation or whatever, right? And there's also this need for self-control because this Queen of Pentacles is very in control, we'll say, okay? So really focus on your self-control this week, your inner strength, and there's a lot of energy of partnership. As you can see, it's like there's two people, there's two people, there's two people, there's two people. There's a lot of partnership energy. So Two of Cups and the Lovers are actually very similar in that they have to do with coming together, like a mutual attraction, a partnership. They can be having to do with love. So perhaps for some people you are going to experience there is kind of this energy of a new love as well, because this Two of Cups, it's kind of like when you first meet someone and you're just like, oh my gosh. And you know, it's kind of like this is telling the story where it's like you first see them and you're just like, you're stuck, you're in awe, they're just glowing, there's just something about them that you can't take your eyes off of. You're just like, oh my gosh, what? You're just kind of taken back, and then you start getting to know each other and you guys really get along. There's this mutual attraction, there's just this really strong connection, you know, and then this Lovers is about like having to make a choice and then, you know, choosing to partner up with the person that you feel this strong attraction and connection with. For some, it's not going to be love, it's going to be a partnership of some other sort. Maybe you're collaborating with a different artist or creator or somebody at work. Maybe you are, you know, kind of joining forces with somebody, starting a business with somebody, because there is this, you know, that's also what this Two of Cups and Lovers has to do with. It's like just kind of a partnership, a deeper commitment. So that could be like, you know, a relationship, or it could be a business relationship, a friendship. It's the beginning of some type of relationship, and there's going to be this need to take matters into your own hands and to compromise as well. Excuse me. You know, that's really the energy that's coming through. So it's like when you do get with this person, whether this is business or love or whoever, you know, to really just kind of take matters into your own hands and really see the possibilities ahead of you. You know, I feel like this is the beginning of a journey. So I do feel like some are going to be kind of entering into a new relationship, because you have the two twos and two threes here. So this is like the beginning of a journey. This is like a joining together. And I kind of feel like this comes out of nowhere, like where you're just kind of focused on your finances, your abundance, your business, your whatever, your happiness, you know. And then it's like this person just kind of comes out of nowhere and just leaves you like kind of stunned, because you're just like, huh. You can't deny this connection. So, you know, but it's the beginning of this journey. So there's the whole world ahead of you. It's like there are endless possibilities, and you may need to compromise a little in some way, but you know, that's okay. A lot of successful partnerships require some type of compromise. You know, and it's interesting because this Three of Pentacles also has to do with the completion of a short-term goal, and I feel like this Queen is very goal-oriented. So again, this doesn't have to be like man or woman, this is just the energy. Like this Queen of Pentacles is very goal-oriented, so you watching this week, I feel like are going to be very goal-oriented, and really completing your goals. And it's also a reminder to see things, to see the bigger picture. So it's funny because you have a lot of cards here that have to do with perspective and how you view things. Okay, so yeah, we have the Lovers, the Two of Cups, and then underneath that we have the Eight of Pentacles. So this is all about putting in the work, right? You can dream up the life you want all you want, but you have to actually put in work, right? So this is all about actually like making, if you're into to-do lists, making a to-do list, writing out your goals. I mean, that's what makes a goal different from a dream, right? A goal is something that you've actually, like, you have steps to achieve it. A dream is just like, oh, I would love to do this someday. And it's like, what makes it a goal is actually putting in the work, right? So it's time to drop any kind of burdens that you're holding on to, whether it's yours or other people's. Like, I feel like you have kind of felt like you've been fighting an uphill battle. It makes you just kind of want to be in hermit mode, just like to yourself. Because at times, I mean, it's tiring, right? It's very exhausting fighting an uphill battle. So I feel like you're holding on to things that like aren't even yours to hold on to. I mean, everyone has some baggage. It's time to release all of the baggage, all of the burdens put on you by yourself, whether this is put on you from work, from your relationship, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your spouse, or whoever. I feel like just people put their shit on you. When you're going somewhere and somebody's like, hold this, maybe you have kids, maybe you have nephews or something, you can relate, but when you're walking and they're like, here, hold this, and then the other one's like, hold this, and then you end up with all this shit that's not even yours. Like, let it all go. Okay, lighten your load. Okay, and it's just this heavy, like, emotional weight that I feel like you're carrying. So you're going to really benefit by lightening the load and releasing that. Okay. And then, excuse me, kind of go down these. Well, I'll just show them and then talk about them. Okay. So the first one that came through is love, and then inner peace, which is actually kind of connected. And then we have maturity and serendipity. So the love card is all about feeling love from within, right? Nobody ever has to be without love. We all have access to love because we all are love, okay? So this is all about really just closing your eyes and feeling the pure, raw energy of this creative life force. This is just, you're being guided to really contemplate, like, what is love for you? What does love look like for you? A lot of us mistake love because we grew up in houses that didn't really display love in a healthy way, and then we grow up thinking that that's what love is, and then we end up in these unhealthy connections because that's, to us love is pain, to us love is neglect, to us love is like fighting for it, proving your worth, fighting for attention, doing all these things where it's like that's not actually love, right? So you're just being guided this week to really think about love, to just really feel the kind of love you desire, and connect with universal love, and you're going to be guided every step of the way. It's love is in the air we breathe, it's in the water we drink, it's in the on the earth that we walk on. It's quite literally all around us and within us. And so once you realize that and kind of embrace that and embody love, you move different, you're a little lighter, you flow differently, it's just a really beautiful energy to get into. So really tap into, if you pray, if you meditate. If you don't do either of those things, start. And really connect with your higher power that you believe in, God's source, spirit, and really tap into that energy of oneness, that energy of unconditional love, that never-ending flow of unconditional love that we all have available to us all the time. Okay, and then inner peace is all about finding inner peace, knowing that you are unique, you're valuable, to attract the people, especially love. If you're looking for love, or not necessarily looking for love, but if you're single, like, being you is going to attract the people that are meant to stay in your life, meant to be in your life and stay in your life, right? Because if you're being anything that's not you, as soon as you start to be yourself, maybe they're going to leave, and maybe you have some abandonment trauma, and that's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy for you, and that's something for you to work out, and maybe that's a message for someone specifically. But anyway, yeah, it's like, that's how you find that's how you find your real soul tribe, is by staying true to yourself, right? Because you don't really want to be around people who don't just love you for you, right? You want friends, family, lovers, whoever it is, to just love you for you, okay? But the key to that is you have to be you. And that's your superpower, because nobody else is you. So, be you. Like, the world needs you, not a watered down version of you, not who you pretend to be, not who your parents want you to be, who your girlfriend wants you to be, who your boyfriend, husband wants you to be, or whatever. Like, you. We need you. The world needs you. Okay? You are unique. You are valuable. You are meant to be you, and you are enough the way you are. So really listen to people. When they pay you a compliment, don't deflect it, don't diminish it. You're worthy of that compliment. And sometimes you have to remind yourself of this daily, because this is something ingrained from a young age, right? But there's just, you are enough. You are enough. And an exercise that you can do is to sit with a journal and write down everything you've accomplished in your life. What you and other people like about you. Write down everything you're good at and everything you have to offer. This can really just help you understand that you are and you always have been enough. And this maturity card, so this is all about, like, a mature person realizes that, like, an emotionally mature person knows that they are responsible for their own happiness. No one else is responsible for anyone else's happiness, right? People say this all the time about their spouse or their partner or whoever, like, oh, they make me so happy. And it's like, well, you really should be making yourself happy. Excuse me. One of the most kind of unsettling and disappointing characteristics of many relationships is the lack of emotional maturity on one or both sides. And unfortunately, you see it a lot. There's a lot of emotionally immature adults. They, like, an emotionally mature partner knows that their partner is not responsible for making them happy. They're not responsible for making them feel attractive, secure, or lovable. Okay, this is why, like, I'm a big proponent of not making anyone do anything that they don't want to do. Like, where is it coming from? If you need your partner to validate you in certain ways, like, why? Where does that stem from? Where do you need healing? Right? Because it's not anyone else's job to make you feel happy, attractive, secure, or lovable, right? And sometimes you tell somebody, like, you pay them a compliment, they don't even believe you. So, this really is an inside job. Happiness, love, self-love, it's an inside job. If somebody feels insecure, no amount of compliments is going to make them feel secure, because that's something that happens from within. Right? It's not something that you can fix externally. So, this is just saying that the universe wants you to experience real love, happiness, attractiveness, and security, not the fake versions that evaporate the minute you're on your own, right? So really take some time to contemplate your own emotional maturity. Write your feelings in a journal or meditate. There's a lot of this energy of journaling, so I feel like this, just collectively, it's good to get it out, express it, right? Don't hold on to anything. Just like with that 10 of Wands, like, let it go, write it down, burn it. Shoot, some things you it's good to write and burn. However, just, like, get it out, and let your inner guidance show you where you can love, acknowledge, and support yourself more. Okay, but the sooner that you're prepared to really take responsibility for your own happiness, the sooner a loving partner is going to be available to multiply that happiness. And for you, if you're already in a relationship, um, you know, it's good for everyone. You know what I mean? Like, it's just going to enhance your relationships for the better, right? Because you're just amplifying that energy, you're expressing that energy, and that's just what you're giving off. And then serendipity has to do with divine timing and how everything kind of happens as it should, when it should. You know, that sometimes things don't really make sense in the moment, where you're just kind of wondering, like, why the heck, like, why is this happening like this? And then later on down the road, you're like, oh, I see why it had to happen like that, and it all makes sense. So this is all about having faith and trusting that your journey is unfolding naturally and gracefully. You know, divine timing and serendipity, they give you time to reconsider, refine, and adjust. You know, there's this element of, it's a little bit magical, honestly, because there's this element of surprise or, you know, unexpectation. Is that a word? I don't think so, but whatever. Life wasn't meant to be predictable. Your future is not set in stone. So this is just a sign to go with the flow, learn how to go with the flow, and allow your journey to just unfold. Okay? Sometimes things are not going to make sense. So that's okay. You know what I mean? You just kind of have to trust that everything's happening the way that it's meant to, and, you know, keep going with the flow. You know, what's yours will always be yours. So, you know, you have to just kind of say, like, is this divine timing or is this ego's timing? Like, is this my ego trying to rush things, and why? Like, where is this coming from? Is this coming because I am lacking faith? Am I lacking patience? Like, I heard a good quote the other night that said something like, oh gosh, something like frustration is the absence of patience, something like that. And I was like, dang, that's so true. You know what I mean? Like, if you have faith, then it's easy to be patient, right? Because it's okay that whatever you want is maybe not manifested into your life, because what's yours is always going to be yours. And I just feel like I give the example of the rock all the time. But, you know, the rock was always going to be the rock. Like, period. Like, it is what it is, you know what I mean? And he knew that. He didn't necessarily know how it was going to play out. He just knew back when he had nothing that was not his destiny. He was destined for something greater, and he pursued that. So he's just a great example of what's yours will always be yours. He was always meant to be the rock. You know what I mean? Even as a kid, like, he was meant to be the rock. He was meant to be who he is. And he just kind of embraced that and held on to that vision, held on to that faith, and worked towards it. So then I pulled from my Neon Oracle deck, and we have the card that says life goes on. So, you know, whatever happens in your life, just remember, like, life is all about cycles. Whatever happens, like, life goes on, you know what I mean? That's like one, I don't want to say good thing about all the traumatic experiences I've been through, but it is almost good, because it's just a reminder that, like, just because you get knocked down doesn't mean you have to stay down. You know what I mean? Life goes on. Life goes on. Something better is coming. Like, there's one good, like, one thing we're guaranteed is that we're gonna have highs and we're gonna have lows. Like, life is a roller coaster, you know what I mean? So don't get sucked into the lows, and just kind of ride the highs and embrace them, and just know that, like, nothing stays the same. You know what I mean? Energy's always changing. We're all going to experience good and bad days. We're all going to experience highs and lows, you know? So some animal spirit guidance. I'm having a hard time breathing. Anyway. Okay, so be silent, pay attention, and simply observe with your eyes, ears, and physical feelings about what is happening inside and all around you. So this is a time to really observe the people around you. I feel like this has to do with everyone, honestly, friends, lovers, roommates, partners, family, employers, employees, to really be observant. Don't just listen to the words that people say, right? Pay attention to everything, their demeanor, what they're saying, what's coming up for you as they're talking. A lot of us are very sensitive to energy, and we haven't really learned to like hone that. So a lot of the time, like, people will say one thing and their energy will shift and say something else, and you're like, so trust those intuitive nudges, and kind of pay attention to what's coming up for you as you're observing. And create a sacred space for yourself in your home and or place of work. So especially for people who work from home, but just everyone in general, really create just like a place for you to go and sit and be, even if it's just like a little corner in a room, where you can just like unplug, detach, just sit, just be with God, with yourself, pray, meditate. You can create a little altar like this. Like, this altar has been such a game changer for me. It's like my favorite little place in the universe. And it's just a desk with an altar cloth and crystals. I like fire, if you couldn't tell, so I have a lot of candles. I kind of change the decorations with the seasons, and I have like a few things that are always on it. But anyway, so it's really important to have that space for yourself, in your home and or place of work, especially, like I said, if you're working from home. So I love this card. This is a hard hitter. Stop complaining and focus your attention on the blessings in your life. Stop complaining. Somebody out there is bitching. Somebody who is going to see this is complaining too much. Stop complaining, okay? When you complain, you're attracting more things to complain about, because you are attracting what you're focusing on. So if you're focusing on all the things that you're upset about, you're just attracting more things to be upset about. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so focus on the blessings, because obviously you want to attract more blessings, not more problems. You know what I mean? So stop complaining about any kind of perceived problems and focus on your blessings. And whatever comes up, just accept the situation as it is rather than fighting to change it. Okay? There are times to fight and there are times to lay down your sword. This is a time to lay down your sword, not in defeat or self-sacrifice, but this is this 10 of Wands. Like, sometimes you're just fighting a losing battle, and some fights, it's like, choose your battles is what I'm hearing. Choose your battles. Okay, not all battles are worth fighting, and ones that you have to keep fighting are usually not worth fighting, because some people just like that. Some people are just like that. First of all, some people just like to fight. Or if it's not like actually fighting, they just kind of like to create problems. Maybe you've known somebody like this who all of their problems seem like self-created, or like they could have been avoided, and maybe they don't even seem like that, but they are. Like, I've definitely seen this firsthand, where somebody will kind of create problems and then enlist other people to help solve the problem, and it's really like they just kind of need the attention. It's just this weird sense of like they need any attention, like good or bad. It's such a weird example that I got so sidetracked. So maybe that's for somebody who knows someone like that. But yeah, some things are just not worth fighting. You know what I mean? Like, if you're in a new relationship, a new partnership, a new whatever, and it's only been a few months, it's like hasn't even been 6 months, hasn't even been a year, it's your first year of dating someone or working with someone or whatever, and like you're already having to fight for it, you're already having to prove yourself. Like, no. You need to accept the situation for what it is rather than fighting to change it. And sometimes it sucks to leave a relationship or a job or whatever like so soon, right? But better sooner than later, you know what I mean? Because you're gonna, all those problems, especially in a relationship that you experience in the beginning, all those like little red flags that you ignore usually end up being the reason that it doesn't work out. So don't ignore it, okay? Accept the situation. Stop talking yourself into staying in something that you know in your heart and soul is not really for you. Okay, so whoever that was for. Stand tall and maintain your dignity no matter what, and others will treat you with the respect that you deserve. Okay, you are worthy. I feel like this has to do with that happiness and worthiness energy, right? It's like stand tall, maintain your dignity no matter what. Others will treat you with the respect that you deserve, but you have to respect yourself first. And know that you're worthy of it, okay? And this is a good time to go on a new adventure. We're still in Sagittarius season. Sagittarius energy is all about fun and adventure. Like, go on an adventure. Go to the beach. Go to a theme park. Go somewhere you've never been before. Go alone. You don't have to do things with people all the time, you know what I mean? Like, just go have some fun. And your loyalty and faithfulness is misplaced by serving too many masters. So you have too many collars or too many leashes attached to your collar. Like, you're being pulled in this direction, this direction, this direction, and your focus is on the wrong place. Your focus is on all of these external things, and you need to focus on your relationship with God, okay? Source, spirit, whatever higher power you are comfortable with, okay? Because that is your one true master, right? Not your husband, not your employer, not whoever. You know, you're being pulled in all these different directions. Maybe your girlfriend, your brother, sister, your mom, your uncle, your cousin, your boss, your coworker, your friends. Unleash, take that leash, take that whole collar with all of those leashes off. Okay, like take it all off. Like, this is that 10 of Wands energy. Okay, release all those burdens, release all those shackles, release yourself. Okay, it's you and God. Okay. You need to stop focusing on all this external shit, all these external people, whatever, and focus on your relationship with God. Okay, so then we have Chameleon. Stay in the background and adapt to the situation rather than being conspicuous and attempting to direct the course of events. So another card that's saying life goes on, man. Okay, if something is not working out the way that you had hoped it would work out, whether this is work, romantic, whatever the case may be, like, stop trying to fight it. Stop trying to direct the course of events. Stop trying to control things, okay? You only have so much control, all right? Just in general, like, you control yourself. We all control ourselves. You cannot control other people. You cannot control other circumstances. So stop trying to control people. Stop trying to control situations. Stop trying to control things. Stay in the background. Adapt to the situation rather than fighting it, right? That's that energy of accept the situation as it is rather than fighting to change it, okay? And then this says adapt to the situation rather than attempting to direct the course of events. So it's like kind of a similar energy, you know what I mean? So there's something in your life that you're trying to like hold on to that you need to let go of. And I feel like it keeps trying to be released and you keep trying to hold on to it. So maybe this is a romantic partner who is obviously not as committed as you are, and you're just like kind of holding on and like trying to kind of dictate the course of events. And it's like you need to take the hints and just accept the situation for what it is. They're not as into you as you are into them. They're not as committed. They're bullshitting you, whatever the case may be, and let it go. Okay? Maybe this is work. Maybe this is a workplace. Maybe work somewhere that, you know, you're getting warning after warning, write-up after write-up. and it's like you're holding on to this job, and it's like you're eventually just gonna get fired because the universe is directing you in that direction, and you keep fighting it, and you're staying onto this job or position much longer than you know you should. So just some examples. So however that's resonating for you, it's like you're really just being advised to stop fighting, go with the flow. Okay, there's no need to, like, put your sword down, stop fighting, let things go. Okay, right? Let things enter and exit your life effortlessly. And finally, perfect as the last message here, because it says keep your sense of humor and don't take things so seriously. Okay, not everything is that serious. And when you look at things, and maybe that's why you're also getting, or not you, but like collectively, right, that we're getting this energy of looking at things from a different perspective, because a lot of the time we associate letting go with like pain and grieving and sadness, and it's like, yeah, you can feel those things, but it's all about perspective. Sometimes when you let go, in the grand scheme of things, it's the best thing you can do for yourself and for everyone involved. And sometimes, I mean, a lot of the time, like, the right thing is the hardest thing. So it's not like this is going to be easy. And that's why you got to just keep your sense of humor, and not fight things and not control things, and just kind of let things flow, let things go, and keep your spirits high. You know, there's a lot of fire sign energy here, a lot of earth energy here. So it's like stay grounded, stay rooted, but also have fun. Fire sign energy is very fun. Okay, so there's this energy of just needing to put yourself out there and have some fun, laugh more, not take things so seriously. Like, obviously there are going to be times where you know, you need to be more serious, okay? In certain like traumatic events, you're not gonna like start cracking jokes. It's wildly inappropriate. But aside from those rare occurrences, like, most things, there is a silver lining. There is a positive aspect. There is, you know, a way to kind of bring humor into the situation and not take it so seriously or personally, right? A lot of somebody who's going to watch this needs to be reminded that, like, the way people treat you is a reflection of them, not you. Okay, and that has to do with this inner peace and love and maturity as well, right? Because you have to realize that they're projecting their life and their experiences and their feelings onto you. It's more of a representation of them rather than you. So, you know, try not to take things personally, because it's not usually a reflection of you anyway. All right, so that is the week ahead. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for dealing with me not being able to breathe and my gato trying to escape. All right. Anyway, I hope you guys have a fantastic week ahead. I hope you kick some ass. This energy is amazing. So, love you. Namaste.